Hello everyone and welcome back in another video. In today's video I am going to show you what's the difference between the different type of navigators in Flutter. We have multiple types of navigator in Flutter like pop, push and replacement, push and remove, and so on. Unfortunately, I didn't find any detailed explanation about those topics, either in Arabic or in English. I don't know why, although it is very important and also a very easy subject. And this subject or this topic is related, there is directly related with your application performance. So in this video, I am going to show you in details the difference between those types. And we were using the tools called Flutter Inspector. Flutter Inspector, these tools with Android Studio and Flutter show you a tree of widgets in your application, your running application. You should run your application and then you can see the tree of widgets here. For example, we have this application, this simple application. I just create the UI. Here, create in the main, we have a routes. You can see here in this way. We have two ways to create a routes, or we have three ways to working with routes in Flutter. The first thing, you can create it by yourself programmatically using the material app route, or you can using it like this by the routes in the material app here, and just create the routes here. For example, this, you can add anything here, a string, and then go to home, which is this. Here, second, this route, go to the second, which is this, and so on. Or also you have a third way to do that, is just using a separate Dart file, and inside this file you can add all the routes in your application. I think it is the simplest and best way to do that here. So in the inspector, the Flutter inspector, you can see that we have home extended from stateless widget, and we have scaffold, and then from scaffold like a tree of widgets. A scaffold, we have center, enquel, container, center, and text. Here you can see home, and inside it we have scaffold, center, enquel, container, center, and last thing we have a text. So now the first thing, we will create a route or navigator to go to the second screen. When we click here on this container, will go to the second screen, just the screen here. So here we have already created these routes here. So just we can see you have the first type of navigator, navigator.pushName. By the way, there is no difference between push and pushName. Push, that means just you can create it programmatically the route by using material app routes, right? But here by named, because we have already created this routes, so we can just add the name of the route here like this. For example, you want to go to the second, just add second like this. Behind the scenes, it is the same way. Here we can create you can see how to create the routes or a stack of routes here. The same, push or push named. There is no difference. So here we want to go to the second. Now we can just make a refresh and just see our application. So now here we have the first screen, which is just home screen. Now when I click on it, just navigator to the second screen, right? Just called second. If I just make a refresh to see what happened here, now just click here, you can see just add another route. The navigator class or navigator is just a class. This class is follow the stack data structure. Stack data structure. In the stack data structure, we have, for example, stack of integer, stack of string, or whatever. The stack, that means we have the class, and inside it we add the first route or add the first string or anything, and then push another one up above that, and then above create or push another one, and so on. This way work the stack. So same thing with navigators. Instead of string or integer or anything, here we create the routes. So the first thing, we have a home routes in the stack, the home routes. Now we add a push a second, so just add the second route in the stack. And then if we go to the third, for example, add the third one. Now if you want to go back or make just a pop, in the data structure, stack data structure, we have push and pop. So if we want to remove the stack, just add pop. Pop, that means we want to remove the stack, right, in the top. So now here, just go to the second screen by add a route. Now if we go to the second screen here and we want to return back, so just navigator.pop with context. Right, now the pop, we just make a refresh here and just try again. Now we are in the second screen, right? Click pop, go to the first screen. Now if we just click here, we want to see what's happening behind the scenes here. Click here, just delete, just remove the routes from the stack, nothing else. This way, using pop class, we don't go to another route here or another screen. We just delete the screen. I mean, if we just delete the top screen or top route, that means we will see the routes below. So now, if we want to go now in the pop here, pop doesn't reload or rebuild the widget, because we don't go to this widget as I said before. We just delete the first route. But sometimes we need to rebuild widgets also. Now if we just go here and in this here, I add just a print rebuild this widget. I will check if I will rebuild the widget or not. So you can see just here. Now you can see the first time when I just make a reload, just build the widget, right? Now if I just click here in the home, I'll just go to the second screen, right? But now if I just return back, in the UI, it's nothing difficult, it's very simple, just return back to the home. Now if I click here, that means delete it. But you can see here, it doesn't reload or rebuild the method. Sometimes you need to return back to another widget or another routes or previous route and also rebuild the widgets. For example, using the initial state to return or fetch data from API or from Firestore, for example. So here, if you want to do that, we cannot using pop, because pop, as I said before, not go to another route, but just not add another route, for example. Just remove the current route. So if you want to do that, we can using this. Also push again. So you can say here push, also named, and return back to the home like this, because here we add this home and this way. You can add any way you want. So now if we just click again and again just go here. Now I just using push, and then you can see add another route. Now if I want to return back but using push name, I will add also another route, right, in the stack. So just click here, you can see if I make this, you can see I add another route, and also there's a problem sometimes, but also in the same time I can see here rebuild the tree. So if you want to rebuild the tree, you need to do that. But here there's a problem, because every time I just click here, click again, for example, refresh, you can see add another route. So this of course will make harmful to your performance in application, because you just add a stack, add routes after routes. So there's a problem here. Sometimes you need to do that, because you need to make a pop, and then after make multiple pop. So we'll delete everything. Now, for example, I just try to make a pop from here, just here in Android. You can see, delete the first one. If I just click again, make a pop again, delete the second one, and so on. Now, if I want to make a rebuild to the widget, and at the same time, I don't need to add another route, how I can do that? So in the second here, I can say just here push pushReplacement named. In pushReplacement named is different. Now I need also to return back the same thing, but here you can see the difference. I just reload my application again. You can see I click here, just add another route, very clear, and then click again. Now here see the difference. I just in the UI everything is obvious, right? Just return back to another to the previous screen. But here behind the scenes you can see in the background, click here, nothing happened. Just replace this route with the another route, which is home route. In the pop, remove. In the push, add another route. But replace, I just replaced one route with other route. So now here you can see if you want to make a pop or make to return back in the Android, for example, or add a button for iOS to return back, you can see the problem because here we have a home and also previous route also home, right? Because we just replace. So here if you just try to make like this pop, you can see a problem because you are already in the home screen, and after you click pop or click back button in the Android, you can see also return back to the home, and it is very obvious now I think because we just replace it and just pop remove the last one, so return back to the also home. Now what if we need to do another thing? Now here we make it just push named and just push named. Now in that, but now push named to the third, for example. Now in the third, I want to return back to the second, but in another way. Navigator dot push. Here we have push and remove until. What I mean by that? Just pay attention here. It is very important. Now here we have context. We have the route. I need to go to the second, for example. Now in the third, and here make the route false. So now you can see. Click again and try. Now in the home, click here. Of course, we'll go to the second because push. Add another route, right? Sorry. Add another route. And also from second, we also add push. So go to the third. Also add another route. Now we have 3 routes, right? And when we click here, we have push named and remove until second. So if I just click here, also just return back to the second, right? But behind the scenes, if we just try to see what's happened in the tree, just refresh. So here in the push named and remove, we remove all the routes in the stack. Maybe we have 100 routes in the stack because we just go from the routes to routes to routes and so on. When we just click in this now here, we'll make push name and remove. We delete all the routes inside the navigator and just keep the one routes that we need to go. Here we need to go to the second, so just keep track or just here you can see just second and remove all other routes. So this is important. For example, if you have application and just authorized user can navigate between the screen of this application. So the authorized user will go from the screen to another, and then for example he just click on the log out or log out from this application. So you need to navigate this user to the login screen, right? But you don't need the user to press a back button and see the previous screen because obviously he doesn't have a permission to do that because he has already logged out from your application. So if the user click on the back button, he just go out from the application. Here so here you can just see if I just make this, just go out from the application because there's no routes in the stack. So I hope you understood that, and thank you very much.